I want you to change a word in your mind, relationships, and change it to power struggle, a struggle for power between two opposing forces. Now, we're not talking about the 5% women out here. We're talking about the typical average American or Western modern woman that has been raised to be a strong and independent, powerful feminist. Salute to those women. I love you guys. I think you're wonderful. And I enjoy their company best from across town. Now, I don't promote this life of somebody being, isolated or away from women or some type of incel, whatever. I enjoy the ladies, love the ladies. I just enjoy them better from across town because for men like me who are older, who have established legacy, that means I have two boys to carry on my name forward. It ain't worth the hassle for many men to get into relationship with, especially these older women. Don't even talk about the young women. Young women want guys like me to have babies with them. Kick rocks. I have woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning enough to check on babies and change diapers and everything else. I am done. That's why a lot of older guys like me, we might try some of the younger women for a little bit, but after a while, we don't really want to rob them of their future. So, no, unless you're maybe an older guy like me who doesn't have kids, it makes sense for you. So we play the neutral game, those that are smart, because we understand the situation with today's modern women and many women my age. I'm 51 years old. Their mindset is about the same as a 25-year-old woman. All of them are leading with their sexy, looking for a sponsor. What kind of, you think about it, we understand why a lot of men get divorced. It's a gynocentric environment. 80% of the women filing for divorce, many of them just bored and unhappy or whatever else. So we can understand why there's a lot of single men out here. Single women is a whole different environment. This whole society is infested with simps, men pandering, men are willing to get on women's program. And I talk about it in this channel a lot. Is that when I'll say it again, a male lion cannot tame a hyena. You cannot. You may be able to get temporary cooperation. It's like the distance. Everything is tested in the distance. Relationship is tested. I'm not talking about no honeymoon phase. You see a lot of even relationship, the 2-year and the 7-year itch that you see in relationship and even marriages. When that honeymoon phase is over, the sustainability over time. Now we're not talking about the 5% women here. We're talking about women in general that were raised to see masculinity and manhood as oppressive. And they are power struggling, fighting you. Because you think about it like this. You see a guy, you see couples, right? A married guy, maybe two married couples on a vacation. And those women are walking ahead of the men and they go and they're walking into the stores and things. What do you think they're talking about? They're talking about how can they get you or their husbands or their boyfriends or whatever to spend more money, to buy them shit, how to train you. So it's a constant process of somebody living with somebody and they're trying to clip your balls on a daily basis. The whole society, the whole system, the whole gynocracy, the whole sisterhood of women, they see men and they see relationships only one way. Women being pedestalized, men being the servants and worshiping them. Any conversation you have about, even in society, how men need to do more and be better for women. Never ask what men want, because what you want doesn't even matter. Your happiness doesn't matter. Your peace doesn't matter. So it's a constant process of trying to clip your balls and put you into that subservient category. And this is how they view relationships. It's the only way relationships move and work in their mind. So it's just a constant process of dealing with this nonsense. Again, salute to you brothers and all you gentlemen that have good wives and women that are not this way. And you found yourself a woman that's a keeper in the distance in the long run. Don't tell me about you met women 30 years ago or 20 years ago or whatever else. I'm talking about past that 7 year mark with a certain type of women, or with women that have been raised a certain way, raised to not be under the leadership of men, raised to disrespect men, raised to treat men as lesser than them by an environment, especially in the Black community, that's matriarchal, and the dominant society and the society in general is telling women, this is what you deserve. This is what a man's supposed to be. This is what a man's supposed to do. Real men, all these different things that you see that's going on. And you got that shit in your house, or it's coming to your house on a daily basis. And you're living with her, and she's coming at you, and you're like, what the hell's going on? You think you just resolved the problem with this woman. You had a conversation, you sit down, you communicated with her, and this week, the same bullshit. So you are constantly having to check these women on maybe a week, depends on what community you're in. The Black community, maybe twice a week. Maybe some other communities once a month, maybe twice a month. But it's a constant process of her trying to clip your balls and turn you into a complete and utter simp. Because that's what her girls are talking about. You got to train your man, not about how they can provide value to you. So over time, that's going to stress your ass out. You see guys that walk around, their bellies are swollen up, their cortisol levels are high, their blood pressure is back there. So many men have left this earth early, living with certain types of women, the hyenas. Not the 5% women. Salute to you women. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the women that are every day deteriorating a man's health, his peace, his happiness. And smart men know how to avoid that shit. You don't know nobody until you live with them over the course of time. And you're dealing with a situation, especially nowadays, where there's a lot of voices being put in people's head, specifically women's head. And you're living with that bullshit. The reality is it's easier to maintain your peace, easier to maintain your happiness. And trust me, I'm a man that has been in a relationship for almost over 30 years. So trust me, I know what it's like to live with women for a decade or more. So I'm speaking to you from experience. Trust me, I have escaped with my balls intact and not being clipped off by one of these crazy ass, or no disrespect to, the ladies, but one of these self-absorbed, energy draining. Again, it's not about pouring energy. It's not an exchange of energy in a circle of energy. It's about them training you to be their obedient wallet and their bitch. And these old women coming with all this debt and baggage and trauma and the Tyler Perry's and the Color Purple narrative. Who wants to deal with that bullshit if you have any self-esteem as a man? Best avoid it, best enjoy it from across town. So this is the truth why guys like me take the pathway of peace and tranquility. And I love the ladies, trust me. I love spending time around a good group of women, or women in general. But I understand to sustain your balls, it's best to deal with them from across town, so that I reserve the right to exit swiftly. You're not changing anybody's opinions. You're not changing anybody's mind. And you're not going to tell them what to do, because they're not going to listen to you over the long term. Maybe quickly, maybe they see you got some resources that they want to manipulate and exploit over you. They've watched all these Kevin Samuels videos and all these other videos and shit like that. They know how to pretend to be feminine and pretend to be cooperative in the short term. But in the back of their mind, they have that plan. I'm gonna get that big ass garden share out of the whatever and clip his balls out the shed. This one right here, I'm gonna put the balls in the jar. It's gonna be hidden in the pantry, and he's gonna be my bitch. That's what they think in their mind, because they see men in positions of servitude only. Trust me, they're not thinking about anything that you want or you need, or anything that's going to make your life easier. That's why I tell men to be proactive, to be self-empowered, to take control of your happiness and your peace. Don't let nobody program you, because nobody's going to take care of you like you. And you get into one of these situations, Nobody's going to care about your personal suffering. And with that being said, guys, make sure you hit the like button. I'm about to head to the gym, get my workout up. And there's a reason why I have so much energy, because there's nobody trying to clip my balls and turn me into a man bitch on a daily basis. Trust me, it's good for your health, gentlemen. Enjoy the ladies from across town if you don't have to take the risk of living with one. It's a better life. And I'm out. Hit the like button, gentlemen. I'll see you guys later.